I got you. Nothing. I got Tim D, Zach Hood, Philip Lane, Brock Merritt, Paul Martin, Joey Toxey.
Sam Farley, Carl Gay, James Green, Evan Kelly, and Don McLaughlin.
Ronnie.
Tyrone Jackson, Tony Goodwin, Tyrone Grayson, here. He has been here.
Yeah, I've talked to him a few times. He's calling. But I'll believe it when I see it.
Clarence Jose, Dr. Ford, Michael Payton,
The crew chiefs, you'll see on there, there's a clocks only area. That's where some of our guys that have said that they wanted to run just some clocks for us. And that's Mr. Andy here, Eddie and Tasha Carr, whenever y'all are available, we can use you for clocks. Lavarian Gates, who is calling, but I don't think he's here. And then Jason Smith. I don't know if Jason's called. I've seen him here a few times, but I don't know if he's, yeah, Jason.
I talked to him Sunday, he wanted to come over and take him, pay his dues and everything on the office. So.
Okay, well, he is calling. There's a couple of floaters that we have out there that, Don English is not here. Of course, Nick Cron is here. Both of them live up in Clark County, so it's kind of hard for them to come down for Mobile games. But if we have some games that we need to fill in Escambia County or something like that, we can use them. That's the reason why y'all are on the floater, only because I'm trying to respect the amount of space you all have to do. And also Angela Williams will be on the floater too. But so we'll make some changes. We'll make the changes that need to be made. Then we'll get it back out to everybody. But I know that some of the crews have changed a little bit and swapped some things around. What we did is we tried to go through them and make sure that we had a couple of referees in each crew. We had a couple, maybe an umpire, a couple of wings, somebody that can work. So you don't have to be looking for anybody. But in the past, it's been the policy that if you need somebody, you have to go through one person. That's not the policy anymore. I think last year we tried that. Y'all are all adults, and crew chiefs. You have everybody's numbers, and if you need somebody, I think the Baldwin County crews were good at it. They kind of worked with each other about borrowing guys among the crews to fill games. I don't think Alan and I are really a problem with that.
I just want the games covered.
Yeah, the games need to be covered. And if you're having some issues, call one of them. If you're out of town and you can't fill your crews, call one of us. Don't let it sit and wait and fester. So we don't get anything covered or trying to cover it in the last minute, trying to email out. So y'all are all adults. Just work within the crews and let's get it done. So, all right. Other than that, I think, does anybody have any questions about sub-varsity? I know there'll be some in the future, but go ahead, Buck.
All right, let's say you have a game you're going to do in the last 5 officials, because we use all 7. Are you going to sort the money out accordingly?
We have had multiple conversations about that. I think Rick is shaking his head, yes. I'm going to let Rick handle that one.
Divide the money 7 ways?
That's
If you want to use 7 people, the money gets divided 7 ways. Just when you send that email in, send in all the names and what positions they work. And I'll split the money up, put it to each person's name, and pay them accordingly.
So I think we've run into that before also with the clocks and so forth, where maybe somebody works the first half and then the clock, and we're going to just do the same thing there. We'll just say,
If you use an on-field official and y'all rotate them,
Yeah.
then they all get paid the same.
Okay.
Like when Teresa
Y'all
goes,
listen up.
runs the clock, she gets clock pay.
okay,
And the on-field, because she runs the clock the whole game, the
Right.
on-field officials get the official pay.
okay,
But she doesn't go run a clock just for the sake of running a clock.
okay.
She only runs at Gulf Shores and wherever else they.
That's,
Put side work on that too?
I'm sorry?
Put side work on that, 5-man, 4-man show up, another couldn't make it, we get the money?
No,
Why not?
because that's not the way it works.
Okay, I just wondered, I was talking,
We don't keep the money. We have to refund it back to the school.
Okay, all right.
if they pay for a 5, we're gonna give them a 5. But if we can't give them a 4, then we're giving their money back.
We ran into that in the spring scrimmage, one of the spring games. We had a 5-man crew, we only had 4 to show up, we had to refund the school the money.
At least,
I'm sorry? Yes, I would say crew chiefs enter them after the game. Put them on that email after the game. That way you don't send out a crew and say, this is who it is, and then make 2 or 3 changes as you make changes on your crew.
Good question, yeah, that's
Yeah, after the game, send that email with all that information.
and then the other question was, the other question I have is the clocks and where we have some schools over in Baldwin County that do have clocks or actually pay for extra officials for middle school games and JV games. Will we get that list soon as well, so we know which schools?
Yes, in the arbiter, yes, to answer your question, everybody will get that list. All right, what he asked was, that sheet that was normally given out, I think it was an 8.5 by 14 sheet that listed kind of what the crews were for each school, what was needed, if it was a 5+1 or 4+1 or 4+2, if it was Gulf Shore or something like that. Yeah, we'll get that sheet out, but also on the arbiter, when you receive your game, when you go in and say, crew chiefs, whenever you actually accept your game, pull it up, there'll be an ECO in that spot. It'll be blank. But it's just a reminder for you guys to, look at your crew in that game, just to confirm that it's in there. For instance, in Mobile, if you get a St. Paul's game, you're going to have an ECO and you're going to have chain. They'll be blank. But we've got to supply supply an ECO and some chains, and we'll work with that. We may end up giving that. Some of those games will actually go to 2 crews if we have them available. So, because St. Paul's wants us to cover chains all the way down to middle school.
Late in the season, a lot of programs ditch the freshman game, the day before, whatever. We still don't get compensated for that.
I didn't hear the question.
If they end up canceling a game late in the season, I would say the cancellation policy is the cancellation policy. They all have a copy of the cancellation policy. I would say, I can't remember exactly what language we wrote in, but at least we get a travel. I think it's like $10 a head for travel or something like that just to get there.
That's why we want you to call the school to make sure that game's on. If they say yes and you show up, if they say we cancel it, then they're not within our time frame, you're gonna get paid, they're gonna bill.
Because we're going to bill them out.
But now, were you
When
talking
used to
about
do
like canceling games like they're supposed to have 5 games and they only have 4? They just say, we're not gonna play that game?
Usually it's Collier, Theodore will call and he'll say, I'm only going to play varsity tonight. Or our guys are coming out for a doubleheader. We're going to get paid for a doubleheader. He can't cancel it that way. He's got a copy of the contract.
They're gonna get paid.
Coach decide not to play, or the bottom for like he decide not to play, cancel on the spot, still will get paid.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, the way the contract reads, Jerry, the way the contract reads, if you get up there, we have a crew on site, especially up there. I'm gonna argue the point, even though it's a weather cancellation, we can wait out the weather. If you want to wait out the weather, still don't pay, we're there. That's it. A lot of times the varsity head coaches don't want to play their games if they're Friday night. They have that field on Friday night, they don't want to play. So we'll do it. Yes, sir.
Yep. You mentioned, what school was it? You said St. Paul, have an ECO and
Chains, yeah.
Is that straight pay cost? $45, no matter what position you're in? Or is that a more inexpensive position?
Well, it changing the clocks are, they're just like varsity, yeah. Yeah, there was a pay sheet during the first meeting that we gave out, yeah, that has it on there, and it has broken down. Now, if the crew chief wants to split pay, and just pay everybody the same amount of money, it's on the crew chief, he just needs to let Rick know.
So, because we're really small, we've done that. Everybody do something.
Sure. I mean, and then just split all the money. That's up to the crew chief. That's up to the crew chief. All right, any more questions? Everybody good? Paul, you want to read that, anybody? All right, Mr. Tim, we're going to go in. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Alan.
Before we get into with Tim, Sunday, how many people have not, as of right now, taken the football test and paid? I need to get like ASAP. We are signing Sunday. If you haven't paid your dues here, the state, and taking your test, you're not working. I'll double as many people as I can to fill the games. We got a lot of games. I need you. I need you. I need you to get going and take the test. Get going.
Sunday from 1:30 till.
1:30 till here.
At the lab here.
At the lab here.
Get down. Let us in.
All right.
If you don't come, sorry.
All right. Now, are they going to have
Is that the last one?
Yeah. That's it.
There's nothing at St. Paul's.
That's nothing at St. Paul's. I don't expect to go and take it.
Setting up a van in the parking lot.
Huh?
Setting up a van in the parking lot.
Well, I tell you this, in the window,
$50 extra.
the final window to pay Metro dues is the last day of this month. After that, we will not accept any more Metro dues. You're not a member of the group. I mean, we have to cut it off sometime. And I think the state dues, yeah, first week of September or something like that, and then you're locked out.
But you can't take the test unless you pay, and I can't use you. You can't work the scrimmage, you can't work nothing until you take that test. That's the holdup. You gotta have the test. The state says that you have to have passed the registration test with the Navy. Yes.
I need to make sure that they get into all your hubs. I don't know high school central hubs, because a couple of them, we need to get there. I don't know. I can't call them good.
I understand.
I can't do it fast.
Hey, Alan, before we go into training, Jeff, wasn't there a few new members tonight? 4. Wow.
Hey, where y'all at?
Yep. Stand up, introduce yourself.
Taylor Danny, Birmingham, Alabama. We were here about 4 years ago. I did a little softball in high school.
So you did some softball before. Okay, good. Here we go, another Baldwin County guy.
Every one of us went through that.
Yeah, every one of us did that. So.
Oh, after the training session, whatever, come see me. We'll put you on a JV system. Same here. Come see me, put you on JV.
All right, that was 2. Where are the other 2? Where are the other 2 new guys? Good deal. All right, there was a 4th. Where's the 4th? I know Parker is a new guy. All right, guys that are new tonight, please make sure you see Alan. He'll put you on the master, how much on the list, so we can put you in a crew. Other than that, let's roll to training. Yes. All right, did everybody hear that? Did the board, the executive committee hear that? Baxter wants to have a- Come on. Baxter wants to have an executive committee meeting afterwards. We've got a few disciplinary things we got to run through and some other things I think we need to work on. So. We're going to roll to training. I think Tim, Mr. Green. Paul's going to go first, and then Tim. Okay. Mr. Green, all ears. Guys, listen up.
I'm going to speak on illegal habit contact and targeting. I will not be able to talk over all of you if you talk. I can't do it. But, so please give me attention for a minute, just because I had to get Jim just told me I got 3 minutes. So but I would like to say this first. Those of you who did not attend the clinic on Sunday at McGill Tool, what's called the Lip, you missed a treat. There was so much information given on that in that day on passing the ball, spotting the ball, what we're supposed to do because of the new time frame, because it's 40-second clock. There was some invaluable information given that you're not going to be able to get throughout the remainder of this year. You're not going to be able to get it. I refuse to call the names of the clinicians and the instructors because I may leave out a name. But they were fantastic in what they were describing and teaching us about handling the football Sunday. So those of you who missed it, you missed the treat. There's a misconception about these meetings and about these clinics and about these breakout sessions. That misconception is that we're getting ready to officiate football for this year. No, no, no. We're getting ready to officiate our first football game this year. We've got to be ready to officiate the first game. We can't wait until the end of the year. We've got to be ready. And all these things that they've been doing were very good. Let me give just an example right quick of what we missed. You missed backside officiating. The umpire. You umpire, you go out to work. You got to run. You got to get it up. You got to go to training. I train every day. I run and jog at least 4 times a week. Every day. And you're going to have to do some running. You're going to have to do some exercise. Okay. Relaying the ball. All these things. There was some other pertinent information that was given that I don't have time to go into. But you missed a treat, and you missed some valuable information. I'm here to speak this evening about illegal helmet contact and targeting. There's no doubt the game of football has changed, has evolved over the years. Since the early 1970s, I'm going to get to targeting. Since the 1970s, they've started talking about illegal helmet contact. That's been about 47 years. Now, all of you who've been around and officiating for a while, we've been officiating about and talking about spearing, but that was about all of it. And football has evolved from 3 yards in a cloud of dust, running the football back out of the end zone. There's some other changes that have been made that football is involved. And because of the technology and the new development on the helmets and the face masks, these young athletes have started to use the helmet. There's a misconception that we have been trying to protect the person that's being tackled. 4 times as many persons are injured permanently, those who are initiating the tackling, who are doing the tackling. And that's who we have to fight. And if we do not call these fouls, the coaches don't have anything to go on. If there are a lot of false starts, or let's say offside or encroachment, illegal procedures, illegal motion, the coach is going to go back the next week and work on and correct it. Spearing, blindside block. If we do not call the fouls, the coach is not going to have anything to work on, and the boys and the players are going to continue doing what they're doing. How many of you, or how many of us last year had a butt blocking foul call that you called? Or face tackling foul call? Or spearing foul call? Not many, but we need to make an effort to make those calls. And because of the speed, that's why so many changes come about, because of the speed of the individuals kids. They've changed from kicking off, you can't be within 5 yards of the kickoff. We can fair catch anywhere on the football field because of the speed. And most of these injuries are sustained during kickoff, punt returns, pass interceptions, turnovers. So we need to be on our P's and Q's and keep our focus throughout all of these games and do dead ball officiating throughout these games and be prepared to do that. Under the illegal helmet contact, under that umbrella of illegal helmet contact comes butt blocking, face tackling, targeting, spearing,